Hi guys, it's Nancy, and this is the March 2023 Glimmer of the Month from Spellbinders. If you are already subscribed to the Glimmer of the Month, this will automatically be shipped to you. If you are not subscribed and would like to sign up, I'll have the link down below for you, but you must wait until the 6th of the month to sign up. All right, so in this kit, you're going to get a beautiful roll of Cobalt Glimmer Hot foil. Beautiful blue. You're going to also get this glimmer plate, which has a very kind of floral spring motif. You're going to get this floral plate and the die to cut this out. So the die will cut that piece out. And then you're going to get the sentiment, which is a glimmer plate as well. So kind of you, that will hot foil. It will not cut. And an oval scalloped die. So it will die cut right around that sentiment and it'll fit right into the center there. Okay, so let's get to foiling. So our first step is to have our glimmer nice and warm. And I'm going to start with this floral piece here. And we're going to let that heat up for just a moment. And I'm going to get my paper ready. I'll be right back. Okay, so I think I'm going to try to foil, because we have not tried this yet, the Spellbinders Card Shop Essentials Vellum. There's 25 sheets in this pack, and I have not tried to hot foil it yet, so let's do that. And I think because we are dealing with some spring colors here, I'm going to bring in the Spellbinders Glimmer Pastel foils, and I'm going to use this nice kind of minty green. This is a very thin, translucent foil. It's not super shiny, but I think it'll look nice on the vellum. So we're going to put that shiny side down. So the foil plate is facing up. Shiny side of the foil goes down. And then we have our piece of vellum, and I'm going to put this towards the bottom. Now, I think I might need to add a shim because of this being vellum. We'll just use this right here. Okay, and we're going to hit the button and let the timer count down for 60 seconds, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, our glimmer is done blinking, which means our 60-second timer is up. We're removing that from the heated base. And we're going to slowly crank it through our Platinum 6. All right. And I'm going to let that cool just a moment, and I'm going to cut another piece of this foil. Shiny side down, and plugging that back in so it stays warm. And let's reveal this. Fingers crossed. And it foiled beautifully. Very subtle, very pretty, light foil. Can you see that? Oh, there we go. Okay, so now I want to foil this other side. So I'm going to leave the glimmer plate as it is. We're going to repeat the process, but I'm going to do this side. And because it's vellum, it's very easy to see through. Okay, and I'm going to put that shim back on top. And again, repeat the process. We're going to give that a 60-second countdown. Okay. While that is counting down, I want to prepare my card base and my background. And to do that, I'm going to use the new March 3D embossing folder. This has a quaint little design on it. And I think it'll be very pretty if we do that on some Spellbinders Colored Essentials cardstock. So let's stick with this lime green. I am going to spritz this with just a light squirt of water before we put it through. Because this is a 3D embossing folder, we want to make sure that we use the correct sandwich. So we're going to use mine are glued together. Okay, so we're going to use platform A and platform D, which is the gray one. So this is platform A and this is platform D out of the universal plate system. And we're going to put our sandwich in between. So A on the bottom, our 3D embossing folder and our paper, and then platform D. And we're going to crank that through. Okay, does look like our glimmer is done. Oh, this is beautiful. Look how delicate that is. It's so pretty. Beautiful for a background. Okay. All right, now that our glimmer is done, we're going to disengage it from the platform and bring it over and run it again slowly through the platinum. We're going to let that cool down. I'm going to remove this plate. And I'm going to add this center plate. And I'm going to foil that on some white cardstock. And I'm going to foil it in the same color. We want to keep this color in here. Great, great pastel colors for spring. Okay, and this is just going to go on regular white cardstock, so I don't need a shim for that. And actually, oops, I also wanted to foil the sentiment at the same time, so. Yeah, look at that, foil transferred right over because the plate's already hot. So we can, we'll just put it separate here. Is this going to affect my foiling? I think I can push that off to the edge. Good. So that's not going to affect that. What color do we want our sentiment? Let's do this light pink. All right, so we're going to give that 60 seconds to warm up. But let's reveal this. Beautiful pastel mint green. And I'm going to cut this down so that this is the background and that this is going to lay on top. And then that center piece, we're going to cut out and we're going to glue it right in the center with the sentiment there. So it's going to be pretty simple, but I think all these different textures will help it stand out. So let's see, we're going to cut this down to just slightly smaller than 5 1/4. That's pretty. Now, to give this a little bit more some oomph, on the back of this vellum, I can still see through it and see where the foiling is. I'm going to take my Olo alcohol markers and I'm just going to color in some of those flowers. It doesn't have to be, you know, anything super special here, but just to give it some color. This is the Forest collection, so I have some dark greens and stuff like that. Well, actually, the leaves are already green, so there's really not too many for me to color. Let's just go in with the florals then. This is I think it's R04? R04, grapefruit. And by coloring on the back, it'll still show through the vellum. See that? But I'm not going to compromise any of the foiling. And it's going to be muted. So I'm just going to color some of these flowers in. And then on this side we have yellow 2-3. That might be too light of a yellow. Let's try this yellow. So they're both very light yellows. Let me see if they show through. Yeah, they come through. They're not super bright, but they're there. And I am just doing this sporadic, not worrying about how super my coloring looks, because these are such light colors, or you're really not going to see, you know, too much of the detail through the vellum. So don't worry about your coloring. We just want that color to come through, kind of like stained glass. It does not have to be perfect. See? So then when we put it on our card, we really just want the foil to be the star of the show, right? So we see some of that color. The foil shows through. So, same thing down here. I'm really just using two colors, just the red and the yellow. A little bit of green. If it's not bright enough for you, you can always go in and add darker colors. Okay, that looks pretty good. Just some simple coloring. It looks like our glimmer is done. Okay, and to do die cutting, we need platform base A, platform base B. We're going to reveal. So pretty. And then we have the pink on the sentiments. So I'm going to use the coordinating plates to cut those out. Maybe a little bit of washi tape and that oval, scalloped oval. So the scalloped oval will cut out the sentiment. Better do the die first. Okay, put our top plate on. And now it's just a matter of assembling everything. All right. I think we should add a little bit of color to this piece and to the sentiment. So I'm going to go in with the lighter, brighter yellow on these florals. Don't want to overpower this piece because this is the centerpiece, so we're just going to do light yellows and light greens on this one. That's it. Okay. And then for our centerpiece, I think I'm going to use that same light green because it matches our paper there. Yeah. And I'm basically just going to edge this, just to give it a little bit of color, but not overtake. That's just the edges, the scallops. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, now for assembly. It's pretty easy. So we're going to start with this piece. I'm going to use some of the new Spellbinders foam squares. Put 2 of those on there. And we're going to attach that to that. You could hot foil right on there, but I do like this little scallop. It's cute. This really makes it pop out. And pop up with the new foam tape. Oops. Okay, I think that's straighter. Okay, and then everybody says, well, how do you attach vellum? Well, you can run it through your Xyron, but I'm just going to use liquid adhesive. Let me put my card base down first. There's a glue clog in that. Okay. Oops. Didn't make sure that this was 5.5 by 4 1/4. That's okay. I'll cut that top part off. No one will know. Okay. And then I'm going to stick the centerpiece here to the vellum. Let's find one that's not clogged. Oh, much better. Okay. Very springy. And then we're going to attach this to here. And the majority of the glue is going to go in the center here. But we'll just do some dabs of glue underneath some of these darker flowers. Hopefully it doesn't show too much. And then I put heavy stamping block on there to hold that in place while it cures or dries, whatever you want to call it. Give that just a moment. This is art glitter glue and it tends to dry very quickly, so. That is a combination of the March 2023 Glimmer of the Month, which again, you're going to get this glimmer plate, center glimmer plate, center die, oval, scalloped, which I think can be used in quite a few sentiments, and So Kind of You sentiment, which can be used pretty much anytime, and a roll of cobalt blue glimmer foil. And then I also brought in the 3D embossing folder of the month. So you can see that. And I used some new Spellbinders, well, not new, but new to me, Spellbinders vellum. And you can see that that glue is trying to set. I just need to keep these. Put some pressure on there. Here is another one that I made earlier, and I just did this with the magenta foil. On the background, I did the same concept. I foiled the top and the bottom, colored it with some markers, and then in the center, I did some holographic cardstock, and then scalloped and did gold foil on there. So it looks great. But you can just do the bottom, the top, whatever you want to do. I liked the layers here because we have our background and then our center and then our sentiment. And I think that that comes together very nicely. Hopefully you are subscribed to the Glimmer of the Month and you will be getting this. And I can't wait to see what you make out of it. Just got to get my vellum to glue there. And I think that that vellum is so subtle but looks very pretty with that pastel foil on there. Where this is like in your face foil, this is very subtle, very spring. And you get that peak of the embossing folder through there as well. All right, guys, if you have any questions, post them down below. I will put the link for everything down below for you. Thanks for watching and keep on foiling. Bye.